Okay, good morning. It's Sunday morning and it's chilly out here. I actually had to get a coat because I started bringing stuff out to do this and realized it's really chilly. So fall is here in New York. There was not much of a summer, but fall is here, which is good. Fall is my favorite season. I just really wish that I was looking forward to it more, because usually it's been so hot and I'm really looking forward to it, but it's really chilly, and we've only had like a lot of rain this summer here, and I don't think we hit 100 degrees the entire summer, which is weird for New York. Okay, so I wanted to show some of the stuff that I got this weekend. My husband got me a couple things. I went to garage sales with my 18-year-old who's moving out the 15th. My older two boys left Friday, made it to Virginia. My oldest son was sick and had a horrible time trying to get down there, but they had to be down there by a certain point, so he made it. They both did, which means that at least their stuff is out of the house. The house is still kind of in disarray a little bit, because I know in a week the 18-year-old is going, so we've kind of been gathering stuff that he needs to take with him, and then we will be kind of cleared out and rearranging things to be a home for 3 of us, plus my aunt, who has her own space. It's kind of an in-laws apartment there, but we share a kitchen and bathroom and craziness. I went to some garage sales with my 18-year-old Dustin to try to find some furniture for him that we didn't have for him. And of course I found a couple things. I told myself I wasn't going to buy anything. In fact, I didn't bring any cash. So I made him pay for a couple things that I wanted. It was very cheap, the stuff I got. I only spent a couple bucks of his money, but I just should have known. I should have at least brought like 10 bucks with me. But anyway, so I'm going to start with that, which was, I found a woman who had antique books, and I was like, oh, I can't even look. And then on my way out, I had paid for Dustin's stuff, or we had paid for Dustin's stuff, and figured everything else out. And on my way out, this book was sitting on the top of a box. And I was like, oh. And then the whole box said 50 cents a book. And I thought, oh, 50 cents. All right, I'm like, Dustin, give me a buck. I'll find another book that I like. So this is the first book of Stones. I love vintage books, especially, vintage books about the topics that I'm in love with are, how can I pass that up? So, the first book of Stones, look at just the inside. This is just the inside of the book. It's the hardcover of the inside of the book, and it shows all the little stones. And I think it's from the 60s. I looked at the, copyright 1950. And it is so cute. I love this book. It says, so you want to be a collector. And it just talks about all the stuff you need. They recommend you have a magnifying glass for examining the stones closely, an ordinary copper penny, and that is, I'm guessing they're going to say it's for some of the tests to see the hardness of the stones. You want a penny, and you want a little steel file, and that kind of stuff, a piece of glass, and then that shows what scratches the stone. You can tell the hardness, and that gives you a better idea of what kind of stone it is. But this book is just so damn cute. You can easily find these. Your third test. It is such a cute little book. I just love it. And it talks about different stones, mica, where you can find mica, hornblende, which they say is a hard one to find. And yes, then they talk about the scratch tests. They want you to have talc is the softest stone there is. So they talk about, scratching talc with your fingernail, and then it's the the #1 hardness. So granite, look at, there's a map of where you can find granite in the United States. I just thought this was so cute. So then I was like, okay, I have to get this, which I did. And then I'm like, okay, I have to get one more book because, you know, I had the opportunity and they're all vintage books and I had $1 that my son gave me. So I'm looking around. I'm like, I don't see any more stone books, but I got a vintage book on jade carvings. How cool. It has, I mean, it might not be in the best shape, the outside of it, but the fact that the jacket cover is still there is amazing. So this was 1968, and talks about all the different jade carvings. So, and I was going to show, the Buddhist ritual vessels. I thought that was really neat. But they have pictures of all these gorgeous old jade carvings. Ooh, 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 ooh. I don't want to break the binding. Hold on. Look at, I love when they do black jade. Look at that cup. Just gorgeous jade carvings. So I got that too because me and my vintage books, I have a vintage section in my little library. So yay, I love it. So the other thing that I found was also crystal stone related. This woman had a basket, and in the basket were onyx stones. Most of them are onyx. So I love the Mexican onyx, and I love especially the red that can show up in Mexican onyx. So, and I have, of course, a collection of stone eggs, and she wanted $1 a piece for these, which we were buying furniture and stuff from her, so I got a better deal than $1 a piece. There's some, like this one, boy, that's gonna be hard to see. Hold on. Oh, this one should be easier to see. Are fossilized stone. So that isn't onyx necessarily. Here, let me go a little closer so you can see. So this is not onyx. It is stone with fossil in it. It's most likely, it's probably marble. So, and we find those fossilized stones all over New York. These are also fossilized. There's all kinds of little plant life and animal, mostly insect life, fossilized in these stones. So I got 3 of the Mexican onyx stones. I bought all she had, of course, but I got 3 of the Mexican onyx stones. I got 3 of the brown, the tan color fossilized, and then I got 3 of the black fossilized stone. And I paid less than $1 a piece because there was 9 total, and I think I paid $5 for the basket and all the stones that were in it. So yay, I love garage sales. And I haven't been in a while because, you know, with Peter not working and stuff, we kind of have been a little under the weather money-wise. So 2 other things this weekend. I had gotten a hold of my father, who lives in North Carolina, because I ran out of witch burrs, and I thought, you know, I don't think I've ever talked about witch burrs, but this this is a witch burr. And it is the pod from a sweet gum tree, which we do not have in New York. So I asked my father to see if he could send me a few because I needed some for some protection mojo bags that I'm doing. And he sent me a bunch. Which of course I was so excited about. Because now I can like do stuff and put them in my Etsy shop, which is not up and running yet, but it will be very soon now that the boys are gone and my husband and I have time to sit down and actually get stuff moving on it. So witch burrs, or some people call them witches' balls, are used for all kinds of stuff in spell work. They can be used for stuff like hexes and curses, but for protection, they can be used for shadow work, because the seed itself from the sweet gum tree hides inside this, pointy, spiny pod that drops from the tree. So that, that kind of is reminding you, the shadow work is you're looking at the inner stuff around all the spiny stuff that you bring out. You can put herbs around that and dip these in wax and use them in moho bags for all kinds of workings. So almost any intention you can think of. They call them loaded witch balls or loaded witch burrs. So I'm hopefully going to be making some of those very soon. I also got 2 decks this weekend. One my husband bought me. Before I forget, that my husband bought me 2 things this weekend, and I keep going, how are you doing this? I don't know. He must be doing something on the side to make money, because it's not coming out of our account, so I don't know how he's doing it. He's so awesome. So the first thing he got me was this bracelet, which I'm like super psyched about. Look at this goddess bracelet. Is that like the most gorgeous thing ever? So then on the inside, it's engraved. God, I hate my aunt's dogs. I don't hate most dogs, you guys. Just my aunt's little yappy dogs drive me freaking crazy. Anyways, it says inspired, strong, abundant, serene. So talk about an intention bracelet. I just love this bracelet. Look at it. Isn't it gorgeous? He knows me so well. He is like the best husband ever. So the second thing that he got me was the Witchy Tarot. Woohoo! Which I did not have. And I'm sure you all have seen it, so I'm not going to like do a walkthrough or anything. It's not a new deck, but it is a deck that I'm going to pull out and use for fall, because it's witchy time. Woohoo! Time to be witchy. And when I first looked at it, I thought, I cannot believe how cool this is, and I just had no idea. I mean, I think I looked at it. I must have looked at it before and just never really seen it. But really cute, neat image. Look at this, is the 8 of boulders. So, working on your craft stuff and your art part of you, your whatever. And so I just have loved looking through this deck, and I'm really excited to be working with it. I really like the imagery from it. Here's the 4 of cauldrons, which is the 4 of cups. So, the gathering together and hanging out with your witchy friends, and I'm really gonna like working with this deck, and it's the perfect time for it. So, look at, there's the back's purple. Hello. So, yay. The other deck that I got in the mail, I had to wait until September to be off my deck ban in order to buy it, is one of the decks that my buddy Jen, my spiritual soul sister over in Jen's Spiritual Garage, bought off of Etsy. And so the Oracle of Shadows deck. I was really hoping I would win it from her, but I didn't. So I had to fork over my own money for it. But you know, what are you going to do? It's one of those decks that I had to have in my collection, and I had to have it for this season that's upcoming, the fall season, where, you know, the veil is thin, and I think it's a great time to work with that deck too. So I hope you all are having as good a weekend as I am. This sickness is going through my house, and I am like the last one. My husband just started getting sick last night. So I'm really, really hoping it somehow passes over me. I'm going to drink some echinacea tea today. I'm going to take some extra vitamin C. I'm going to try to bulk my immune system up so that maybe I don't get it. But if you hear from me soon and I start coughing and sounding crappy, you will know why. It started with my son PJ, and then it went to my son Frank, who are the two oldest who just left. And then Dustin had it too. And then my youngest son Joey had it. Now my husband has it. So I'm kind of the last holdout of the house here, and I'm going to bulk up my immune system and try not to get it. But we'll see, especially because I'm on vacation the last week of September, from Mabon until the last, you know, day of September. And I really don't want to miss out on my vacation because I have to call in sick some other time, because I only have like that much time to be off. So fingers crossed. Do some spell work for me. I'm going to light it. Oh, the other thing is, I wanted to say, as a matter of fact, I was going to bring it out. I have lit candles for all those in the path of Hurricane Irma. I hope you guys have evacuated. If you haven't and you're hunkering down, good luck to you, and we're all thinking of you, and I'm sending a big, huge energy ball of love and light to you, that you are all very safe and that everybody gets through this okay. So, love you guys. Blessings.